Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing. Okay. Hey guys, uh, thanks for coming to my little humble abode with me here in the my little corner of the universe on the internet. It's the internet age, and in order to merge with the information age, we almost have to be on the computer, the internet. To meet people, greet people. We're doing everything on the internet now. We're shopping, we're dating, we're getting our news. So here I am. Today we're going to talk about money. Not making money, but what money is, why it's used, why the value goes up and down, and what you can do about that. Actually, that's a whole nother post. For today, we're just going to get real. ABC 1 2 3. First of all, money, better described as currency. Dollar, drachma, euro, a gold coin, whatever you have. Now, the currency in America is the dollar. It's the measure of unit whereby all the world does its trading on. So it's significant to know what is going on with the dollar and how it actually measures up to other currency. Now, currency, 99% of the time, almost all the time, is actually made up of currency, of paper. The paper that you actually hold your dollar bill on is worth about 3 cents of paper, ink, and the rest of it. It just, through the government, is decreed that it is worth a certain amount of money, currency, which is in very simple terms, more simple. It's your it's the means by which you are being paid, or more simply stated, it is what you are being given in exchange for your time and labor. So if, for example, you have a job in a company and you're on the level of a production worker, then your time is going to be valued as less than someone who is in upper management, all the way up to the president, CEOs, and all those cats. So here you are in the first place. By the way, your boss is making about 500 times more per pay period than you are. 500 times, guys. Therefore, for 1 week of work, it would take you 18 months to make the same amount your boss makes. Okay, this isn't a bang on the boss thing, and be all pissed off about that. However, what your boss does pay you, that he thinks that much of you that you would need to work for a year and a half to make what he makes in a week. Okay, so since you're getting such a small share, see, this, what I'm going to talk about has to do with if your resources are small or limited, all the way up to if you have a gang of dough. In the first place, when you make the money, when you are paid, do you pay yourself? What are you worth? Not what your boss thinks you're worth. What do you think you're worth? Okay. Secondly, do you pay yourself? All right. So when the boss, when you do get your paycheck, do you pay yourself? What are you worth? What do you think you're worth? We're going to talk about that. Okay. Now on to off to the foxes, as they say. Okay. Here we go. The 7 cycles of money is very simple. First of all, whenever you have a group of people that come together, one person is going to grow food, another cat's going to make boats, another guy's a carpenter, he makes houses, another guy figures out, invents the wheel, and here we got cars and all like that. So everybody is not going to be growing their food, building their house, and managing their transportation. So one cat specializes in these different 3 areas. Therefore, the guy that's growing the food, he's going to need a house, and he's not going to build a house, so he has to take his food and trade it basically for the house. So rather than bring a mountain full of tomatoes over there for a guy to build you a house, what you do is it is exchanged for currency, for money. It's all it really is. All you're really working on every single day, no matter how fancy the terms get, it is the barter system. So you need to exchange something to this guy that he can use. He can use the food, of course, but not, all tomatoes. So he's going to have to mix it up some. So he needs to receive for his time and labor a unit of payment that you can give to him that he can readily and easily exchange, because he might want all the tomatoes. He might eat all that stuff. However, everybody he's going to be doing business isn't going to necessarily need a whole bunch of tomatoes. So there comes the dollar. There it is. All right. So now, what is the dollar actually? Once the market, so there's the market. The market is created. Once the market is created, somebody has to print up the money. All right. So here comes the government or the municipality or who's ever organizing the people. It could be, really, instead of dollars, it could be rocks, stones, whatever. Back in the day, in the tribal days, if you go back far enough, they were actually using stones or pieces of metal, which is gold and silver, which we'll get to that later. But for right now, okay, so now you have a market. Everybody's able to pay everybody through this currency system, the barter. Everybody is able to exchange their labor or measure their work. So once that comes in, then regulations comes in. The government comes in, regulation comes in. Once the government comes into play is where the ish comes in the game. Because as time goes on, in order for the government to raise money, they don't have to tax the people, although they do that. The thing that they do is when they need cash, they just print more money. And when they print more money, it becomes less and less value to it. So really quick, this isn't about investment. This isn't about the stock market. It isn't about any of those things. It's about converting. It's not investing. It's converting. You want to take your dollar and make it a real dollar by moving it into something other than paper. Now, your friends will tell you commodities and Mr. Know-It-All over there tell you, well, you can gain anything, I'm going to store my wealth in actual silver and gold. Physically. Coins and bars. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so, okay, the regulations comes in, they start printing the money, and actually, your wealth is stolen. Now, the same $100 you had when they had only printed $1 million, now they've printed $2 million. So now your $100 is worth $50, and so on and so on and so on. That's where the debt comes from, the interest. $15 trillion. The dollar, hey guys, I'm not an alarmist. The dollar is no good. All right, plain and simple. If you have three $50 bills in your hand, you got like a quarter, and then the quarter doesn't even have. Well, that's a whole other story. Anyway, if you had 6-ounce gold, silver coin, or a 2 grams, or a gold ingot for 2 grams, you'd have the same $150, but really heavy. So we're gonna get to that and how weird it all gets as time goes on. So the dollar is continually, what they call it, it's called debasement. It is continually debased when they take the value out of it. When it was coins and you had gold coins, what they started doing is putting copper in there and other metals, and the coin would only be 50% gold. And nowadays, actually, guys, our silver coins, our quarters, and our gold coins, they have no content of silver. It's zero, absolutely none. It's just all about the government says it works, that it is worth 25 cents, or the $100 bill is worth $100. The government decrees that. And how you feeling about your government these days, by the way?